What's going on, everybody? Payneblade back here again from Server 1 representing IC Tribes Lab, and today, guys, we're just going to be doing a quick review of the new Berserk Naruto. That's right, a review, not a showcase, because I don't have the materials nor the resources currently to be leveling him up, and I don't think he's really worth the time and effort. And I'm going to explain why to you guys, so we're going to actually just go over all of his stats, all of his kit. I just want to explain to you guys why his skills are mediocre to some extent. I mean, they're decent for a nuke, but he will be outclassed by other SRs and URs that you have on your roster. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and say that Naruto is going to be a backup character on an Abyss team. Or if you're a brand new player and you pull him, I mean, he might be great for you, but for any veterans, he's really not going to be that much in terms of what he can offer your team or what he can offer your current setup. I just want to show you guys real quick here. So this is my power team here. I try to look at where I would put him even in my arena team or in my power team, and I couldn't figure it out. He just doesn't seem to belong anywhere for me personally. But I will say this, because of some of the things that he does, he may be great for Abyss, or maybe Tower of Eternity if you're looking for a character just to fill the spot. He's not a bad character to have as a nuke, but he's outclassed by too many other characters like Boruto, Rock Lee, and other characters like him. So let's actually just go ahead and go through it now. I will tell you this right now. I haven't got him to 5-star yet. I'm just about 7 frags away. I did pull him as a 3-star, but no dupes. And I am also not really leveling him up, nor have I promoted him. So I'm giving you based on statistics that I'm seeing from his skill set and also from footage that I've seen from other players who have been gracious enough to show me some of the arena fights. And honestly, again, I will say this: he does hit decently, but he doesn't hit hard enough or doesn't do anything special enough to be replacing anyone on my current roster. And I don't think he may do the same for yours. But let's just go through it anyways, as usual, guys. So let's just take a look at his artwork. I do love the artwork, though. I do love the character, the way he looks. I may even just do this real quick, honestly. It's not like it's the end of the world for me, but here, let's just do this together, guys. Let's just get him to 5-star for the sake of doing it. Let's awaken him. And let's just see the artwork now. Right? And I think this artwork looks phenomenal, personally. I love this chakra. I love the nine-tail chakra on him. I love everything about this artwork. I think in terms of design, he looks fantastic, right? And I mean, his stats aren't the worst. He's got decent stats all around for a lower level character right now. But overall, his biggest thing is his crit rate and his crit damage increase rate, which is great. And his damage increase rate is pretty high. So he does nuke pretty decently, guys. So if you're looking for somebody like a nuke that can actually take out T units and other units like that, he's pretty good for it. But again, he's just totally outclassed by other characters. So I don't see anybody really using him as a main nuker. All right. Anyways, let's go through the link bonus. He has the new Kakashi and Asuma, so that's a pretty high-end one. If you don't have the new Kakashi, the only way to get him is to pull him, I believe. I don't know if the Shinobi shop actually does have him. Let's just take a quick look and see if he does. I don't think they actually introduced him this time around, though. So let's take a quick little look. I didn't even look this time around, to be honest. I usually do have a look, but this time I just kind of pulled him and I didn't bother looking. And as you can see, he is not there. So if you don't have the new Kakashi, you already lose 20% attack, which is huge. That's already a problem in itself, guys. So if you have the new Naruto and you don't have the new Kakashi, you're kind of gimping yourself by not having that extra 20% attack, because his main role is nuking. He doesn't tank, he doesn't do any of that stuff. So if you don't have Kakashi, I would completely skip this altogether. But you need Asuma as well. The second one, you need the regular Jiraiya UR, and you need Sakura, Hirano, the regular Sakura, and then the last one you need Sasuke Hebi, the OG, and Orochimaru for the HP. So I mean, honestly, guys, again, if you don't have the new Kakashi and you have Naruto, I wouldn't even bother using him. You probably have better SRs in your roster. Let's actually go through his skill set. Actually, let's go through his tribe first. So he's got a 2-man tribe with Gaara. So deals 100% damage and 240% damage on top of that to one enemy. The Tark is a tactical unit. He deals an additional 40%, boosts all allies' critical rate by 20 for the rest of the battle, and boosts all allies' guard rate by 23% for the rest of the battle, including the guard damage reduction rate. So it's not a bad 2-man tribe, but again, you know how I feel about 2-man tribes, not really worth it. Grown up team Kakashi, same kind of scenario, deals damage to one enemy, deals an extra 20% damage when attacking first, boosts all allies' damage increase rate by 45% for the rest of the battle. Completely outmatched by other Akatsuki tribes, so in my opinion, not the greatest tribe out there anyways. Plus, if you don't have Kakashi, you're not going to be able to do this tribe. Makes it kind of harder, right? Can we use the other Kakashi, though? That's a question. So yes, no, you cannot. You cannot use the OG Kakashi. You have to use the new one. So just an FYI on that one. So let's go into his kit. Now, Giant Rasengan. So the one thing I will admit to this is it does first lower damage. Oopsie, sorry guys. It does lower damage reduction rate first. So that is a good thing, which means you're gonna reduce the enemy's damage reduction rate and you're gonna hit harder. So he does hit pretty hard in terms of his percentages, and he does hit way harder on tactical units. So when you're fighting T units, guys, Naruto's actually not a bad choice to sub in. But again, mostly for T units. A units, he's okay. And plus, a lot of other characters on your team will do damage reduction rate already as it is, and they do not stack. So keep that in mind. So for example, if you have someone like Kirin and he performs his jutsu first, that 22% will not be overridden by Naruto's, nor will it stack. So you're only just going to do the extra damage if it's a T unit, and the regular damage from his jutsu. So overall, it's a pretty mediocre jutsu unless you don't have anybody that does damage rate reduction, which nowadays everybody has, right? So let's keep looking at I'm going to take you out now. Boost own damage increase rate by 6% for the rest of the battle. So this is very similar to Kakuzu. Again, it's a great skill for him to have because you want him to have high damage increase rate, but at the same time, he just doesn't do enough. So this one, if you are going to use him, you want this to scale up the Vitality 3 fully, so this procs as much as possible for him. Of course, it has attack boost M because he's an A unit, and then blind range. He has boost own damage increase rate by 10% at the start of any turn after an ally has been defeated. Now, you know how I hate these. Boost own critical rate by 10% after an ally has been defeated, lasts for the rest of the battle. So these will last for the whole battle. The only problem is you have to lose allies, and I hate that. If it was defeating an enemy, I would find it more useful, but when you have to lose allies, I always find that gimps the character quite a bit. Now, his LB2, I believe, is also similar in terms of having to lose an ally, but it offers you instead boosting his own damage increase rate and critical rate at the start of any turn after the enemy has been defeated. There you go. Sorry, that one's actually better. So that's what I wish it was originally for his regular move. So his LP2 is actually decent. We just don't know the percentages yet, so that's going to really determine if it's worth it or not. Usually the LB2s are half of what the what the regular traits are. So you might see 3% and 3% versus 6 and 6, and then it may go up to like 6% for these and then 10% for the other. Now, keep in mind, the last for the rest of the battle doesn't always stack. It will stack with other buffs, but this one only happens once. So every single time you defeat an enemy, it may or may not happen again. Most likely it won't, and it'll just happen once, and then that's it for your boost. But it will stack with other people's like Deteras or like anyone who else does crit, like the new Sarada, for example, does crit with her trait. So that will stack if they have active allies or affecting all allies. So that's not a bad LB2 to be honest. Now, in terms of gear, of course, get his weapon up to max as fast as possible. His chest piece, you can probably sacrifice a little bit there if you need the Ryo. And in terms of his other gear, it's up to you. 50 is usually good enough for F2P. You can go higher if you want more power to get his frame, but I wouldn't really focus too much on those two very much. His scrolls and talismans, of course, get this up max. They attack one because that's his bread and butter. He's just there for attack purposes. And then vitality, this is kind of what upset me. Okay, so I never think people who are A units should have this vitality. They should have either half chakra or full instant jutsu, which nobody has had since Kakashi and Kiba. But this one is to my opinion not that good. I mean, it does kind of scale off of his trait because every time you lose an ally, you'll buff yourself, and then you'll get chakra as well too. But it starts off with 250, which is fairly high. So definitely get that up if you want to use them. Not that I'm a fan of it, but it's still worth definitely getting up. Of course, get this up for PvP to max. Get this up, of course, for PvE purposes if you plan to main him and you're fighting like Alliance team battle. And then also you want to max this up because you want his damage increase rate to be that skill 2 you want it to go off as much as possible. So definitely all worth maxing, except for this one here. You can probably go to 10 and get away with it, especially if you have a chakra batter like Tsunade or Sai on your team already. All right, guys. Now we don't have an arena match to show you, like I mentioned. The numbers aren't bad. He's lower. He hits lower than Boruto. He is very similar to Rock Lee and Hinata, for example. So he does do some decent damage, but nothing overly over the top or staggering. So again, if you plan to use him in arena, make sure you set him up with other buffers and make sure you place him with some stunners because he will not be carrying your team. He'll do some decent damage, and there are a lot of T units out in this game, so he does have an advantage there. But overall, guys, he's a pretty mediocre character. If anyone has any questions about him, obviously hit me up on the comment section. I will do my best to answer it. Happy Thanksgiving to all my Canadians, And all the Americans and everybody else around the world, please stay safe. COVID's getting rampant out here, but we're going to keep doing these videos, guys. We're going to keep covering it. I am using my resources right now to level up most of my characters on my main team, guys. So I will be focusing back to doing 2 showcases for you per banner. Once that's completed, it is taking a little bit of time, of course, but nowhere near 105 yet. I'm still on 89, and I'll probably be 89 for a little while longer until I hit 90 and then open up new content. But anyways, guys, so if you see my Kakashi video, Kakashi is amazing, amazing, amazing. So at least that part of the banner is fantastic. Naruto, on the other hand, unfortunately, semi-mediocre. Hope you guys do enjoy him, though. If you have any rebuttals or if you have any questions about him, like I said, hit me up in the comment section, and have a wonderful Sunday, everybody. Take care.